All right. All right, so after you watched the video, what stood out most when you were observing yourself teach your students?
I think I tend to speak real quickly. And so I realized I need to slow down my talking and probably ask or take time to ask students, okay, you guys have any questions before I move on from topic to topic. That was one thing I noticed. I think that's the main thing.
Okay.
I noticed. Yeah.
and this was for your pre-algebra block class?
Yeah.
What was one thing that you learned about the students from watching them in the video?
About the students? Well, during lecture, they were mostly all paying attention. There were a few that, I would say like one or two that tend to be attention seeking any time of the class period. So I think I had like one student kind of make extra comments or something, and so we just had to direct his attention back to the board on the lecture and whatnot. But I think for the most part, when we're doing some type of notes, they're engaged.
Very nice. Let's see. What is it that you might need most right now? Resources, strategies, anything
Probably
like
like the
that?
rest of my induction. I think I'm pretty good. Yeah.
What things are you looking forward to in your classroom?
In my classroom for like the rest of the school year? I think what I'm looking forward to is just kind of keeping all my students engaged every day, considering it's almost summertime.
Yes.
So every day I'm kind of like, okay, how are they going to be today? Are they going to be on task, or I mean, some of my seniors are like kind of checked out and whatnot. My pre-algebra students, I mean, they're in here for 2 hours, so it's tough to constantly every single day keep them engaged and keep them busy and not get them bored. But I look forward to the days where I come up with like a creative activity and then they're like totally into it.
Yes.
So I'm trying to throw in like a different type of activity every week. This last week I came up with one like on the fly where we're practicing linear equations, and they were graphing, and I was like, okay, they graph every day and everything, how can we make this different? So I had them do a business activity. They had to come up with their own business and come up with a service in which they would they needed to come up with like a flat rate, and then something to be like their rate of change. And they all came up with different businesses, and they had fun with it.
Wow.
And then I had them write their equation. They had to figure out their equation, and then they had to graph it. And then they presented it, and every business that presented, I had all my students write down their equation, and then they had to figure out, okay, how much is it going to cost for, if we do carpeting in 4 rooms, figure that out.
Oh, wow.
And so that was something I came up with on the fly, but it was different, and they're all engaged.
And what do you think maybe made them more engaged in that?
I think just it was a change of pace. It was different.
And maybe because it was real world.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they could
and it was real world.
relate
so
to it.
it was really interesting to see all their different types of businesses. They were really into talking about it. Like, oh, I want to come up with remodeling because I know my dad like remodels houses and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, and then they started thinking about, oh wow, it's really expensive. I was like, yeah. And the real world things cost money.
Is there anything else you can think of? Any help with the cycles or anything before colloquium?
No. It's kind of like if I get stuck, then I'll need the help.
Right.
But this time, I think everything's pretty clear. Yeah.
And maybe we can just set like a time frame to get each cycle finished before that date. And
yeah.